peddler who carried his wares on his back. Instead, he carried them on his head. Before beginning the day, the family sat around and shared a morning meal. As they were getting ready for breakfast, there was a knock at the door. And it just so happened to be the milkman.
Hi, milkman. Hi, Mr. Peddler. I was stopping by if you needed some milk. I am running low on money to buy milk. I need to sell some more cats. Okay, but I will come back tomorrow.
So the peddler closed the door and the family finished up their morning meal. Then the peddler gathered his caps to be on their way. First he had on his own checkered cap, and then a gray cap, and then some brown caps, and some blue caps, and at the very top a bunch of red caps. The peddler held himself very tall and steady so as not to upset the caps on his head. He walked with his wife and his dog and the cat up and down the street, and each day as they walked they called,
Caps, caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap.
One morning, as they went about trying to sell their caps, they were finding they just couldn't sell any. So they continued walking up and down the street saying,
Caps, caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap.
but still nobody wanted any caps. Nobody even wanted the bright red cap on top. They began to feel very tired and hungry as it became closer to lunch hour. The peddler said,
Wife, I am hungry. We have no money to buy food. What shall we do? I can pick up a bone. I can try to ride. No, thank you. Let's go take a walk in the country.
So together they all walked out of town slowly as to not upset the caps on their head. They walked for quite a while until they came across a boy and a girl who were sitting under a tree. The cat said,
This is a nice place to rest. Mostly he has some caps for sale. I would like a cap. How much are they? We don't have any money to buy a cap. Well, they are very nice caps. Do you want to join us under the shady tree?
and so they all sat down together under the tree. The peddler sat very slowly against the tree trunk so as not to disturb any of the caps on his head. He checked for the red caps, the blue caps, the brown caps, the gray caps, and lastly his own checkered cap. They slept for a really long time. They kept sleeping. They were some very tired kids, and dogs and cats. Finally, when they all woke up, they were very rested. The peddler said,
I feel very rested. Me too.
Before standing up, the peddler felt with his hand to make sure all of his caps were in the right place. Then all of a sudden, the wife and the cat and the dog shouted,
Your cat's so good!
The boy and the girl were startled by this commotion and jumped up. They looked and saw behind him that there were
Monkeys!
no caps.
No.
The cat looked behind the tree. He said, the dog looked in front of him and said, and the wife looked to the back of him and said,
No cat!
then all four of them turned around and looked up into the tree. On every single branch sat a monkey, and on every monkey had a gray cap, a brown cap, a blue cap, or a red cap. The peddler looked at the monkeys. The monkeys looked back at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he spoke to them. He said,
You monkeys, you.
and the wife said,
You better give us back our cat.
They shook their fingers, but the monkeys only shook their fingers back at them. The monkeys with the gray caps said,
I will give you back my cap. I'll give you back my cap.
the monkeys with the brown caps said,
I like my cap.
the monkeys with the blue caps said,
My cap looks good on me.
and the monkeys with the red caps said,
My cap is a perfect fit. My cap is a perfect fit.
Now the peddler was starting to get really angry. This time he stomped his foot and said,
You monkeys, you better give us back our caps.
but the monkeys only stomped their feet back at him, and the monkeys with the gray caps said,
I'm gonna give my back my cap.
and the monkeys with the brown caps said,
I like my cap.
and the monkeys with the blue caps said,
My cap looks good on me.
and the monkeys with the red caps said,
My cap is not a perfect fit.
By now the peddler and his family were so angry. They stamped their feet and wagged their fingers together, and all together they said,
You monkeys, you better give us back our caps.
but the monkeys only stomped their feet and wagged their fingers back, and the monkeys with the gray caps said,
I'll give you back my cap.
and the monkeys with the brown caps said,
I like my cap.
and the monkeys with the blue caps said,
My cap looks good on me.
and the monkeys with the red caps said.
My cap is a perfect fit.
At last the peddler became so angry, he threw off his very own checkered cap and threw it to the ground. But just then, and he began to walk away. But just then, all the monkeys threw their brown caps, their gray caps, their blue caps, and their red caps. The boy and the girl said,
Look!
so the family turned around and saw all the hats scattered around. The peddler gathered his checkered cap. The wife gathered the gray caps. The dog gathered the blue caps, and the cat gathered the brown caps, and the boy and the girl gathered the red caps. Now all together they head into the city to sell their caps. While they went back to town, they called,
Cap!